Anthropic just spent months telling everyone Claude is the safe, ethical AI, the one you can trust. Then they buried some interesting clauses in their terms of service, and now developers are walking away. This is the exact same pattern that killed trust in every major tech platform, and it's why decentralized systems exist in the first place. Here's the specific thing that happened. Anthropic's Claude API terms included language around data retention and usage that wasn't exactly advertised in the marketing materials. Developers found out through the fine print. The All In podcast flagged it, and the developer community started asking questions. Not angry questions yet, just, why is this here, and why wasn't this obvious from the start? The crypto parallel here is almost too clean to ignore. Every major exchange, every custodian, every platform built on centralized control has done the exact same thing. You read the marketing, you don't read the 40-page terms of service. Then you find out they're lending your assets, storing your data, reserving the right to pause withdrawals, whatever. By then you're already in. Bitcoin didn't exist because Satoshi thought the code was beautiful. It existed because the banking system keeps doing this. Trust us. Then, footnote 47 on page 23, we reserve the right to change the rules. And here's the thing about the crypto market right now. Bitcoin is up 1.44% today. Bitcoin dominance is holding at 56.6%. The fear and greed index is at 18 out of 100, which is extreme fear. Most people reading crypto news think this is about price movements. It's not. This is about the baseline question of whether you trust the system to not change the rules on you when you're not looking. Anthropic's move is small in the grand scheme. It's not a rug pull. It's not a hack. It's just, we said we were transparent, and we weren't quite as transparent as we said. We said we're about safety and ethics, and there's language in here that contradicts that. We'll clarify. But that's also exactly what every platform says when they get caught. The actual issue is structural. Centralized AI providers have the same incentives every centralized platform has. They need to optimize for users, revenue, and regulatory compliance. Those three things are in constant conflict. When they conflict, the user loses. Your data becomes a product. Your usage becomes a training signal. Your terms of service become a legal shield. This is also why the whole argument about decentralized AI versus centralized AI isn't actually about performance. Claude is genuinely good at what it does. The model is well built, but no model matters more than the structure underneath it. If you're using Claude through Anthropic's servers, you're trusting Anthropic forever. They change the terms, they change the retention policy, they decide who can access it and who can't. You have no recourse except to leave. Compare that to a decentralized model running on-chain. The code is visible, the parameters are visible. If the protocol changes, everyone sees it. You can fork it. You can run your own instance. You own the relationship to the model, not the other way around. The irony here is that Anthropic talks about safety constantly. And maybe they're right about safety, but safety to whom? Safety from the model or safety from Anthropic? Those are different questions. Developers are leaving because they're starting to ask the second question. And once you ask it, you can't unask it. This is the exact moment that kills platform trust. Not the first time rules change. The moment it becomes obvious that the rules were always negotiable and they just weren't telling you. That's the point where people start looking for alternatives. For crypto, that moment was 2008 and 2011 and 2014, and every time a bank or exchange got bailed out or collapsed. For social media, that moment was multiple times over. For AI, if Anthropic isn't careful, this is the beginning of that moment. The S&P 500 is up 0.5% today at 74.31. Treasury yields are at 4.49%. None of that matters if the underlying infrastructure erodes trust one terms of service update at a time. Drop a comment if you're actually concerned about this stuff or if you think I'm overstating it. And if this second-order thinking about platforms and incentives is useful to you, stick around. More of this coming. So while we're talking about centralized systems failing people, a guy with severe mental health challenges just survived nearly 3 years completely alone in a mountain forest. No contact, no rescue attempt planned. Just someone the system failed, adapting to survive anyway. He was found alive, which is maybe the least likely outcome here. Says something dark about how resilient humans are and how little we notice when someone falls through all the cracks. Okay, that's a wrap. Subscribe for the daily market brain dump. Have a good one.